is mighty sweet. Liberty sows its seed at Farpoint Farms.
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina, and today it's time to wrap up my series on FTA, free-to-air satellite systems, this being part 2 of the big dish, the C-band dish, the buds, the big ugly dish. It's installed, it is in place. This is the one I picked up a few months ago down off the mountain. I set that pole in the ground, set some concrete in it, ran my lines to the house, and ran out of time. So finally got some time here over the Thanksgiving break. I wanted to film this last section. I'm going to show you, just walk out of the view of the camera. We're going to let this thing run through the arc so you can see how these big dishes move. And then we'll move inside and take a look on the TV set and see how we can find all the different satellites, how programming those go, and how easy it is to enjoy thousands of channels of very unusual programming. Not the kind of stuff you're going to see on regular TV, but I'm not interested in the stuff you're going to see on regular TV. Let's check it out. All right, here we are inside the house, and I want to show you this and this smaller box. It's a little hard to see because the other one's kind of pushed in there. But the top box, this little black box, this is that GT Media V9 Super, right? H.265 codec, does HD, does pretty much everything, or mostly everything that's up there. There are a few kind of exotics that it just doesn't decode. But for the most part, it just does the trick. Let me get the cat out of the way here. I can see this is already getting interesting. Anyway, you're going to need that, and that could be used on a KU band dish, it could be used on a stationary dish, or a movable dish. This below it is what moves the big dish back and forth. Now there's a couple of options you have in order to do that. You could use an old analog C and KU band like receiver, something from the 80s that would have gone along with that dish. And in fact, that's how I started the summer off, using that last summer, and I used it for about 6 months. And then I purchased one of these, and unfortunately it got hit by lightning. This whole place got hit by lightning. It wasn't any of the equipment in here, but it was a near miss, and then it burned up some stuff, and it ended up burning up this box. This box is called a V-Box 2. It's sold under various brands, but it's just a programmable dish mover, and you have two options when you use this box. You can have it like I do, where it operates completely on its own off of, and let me get this out of the drawer here. It has its own remote, like so, right, where you can see you have your satellite position up and down, you have east and west positioning, you have the ability to enter in whichever satellite you want to go to directly, or you can slave it to the GT Media box here. There's a way to loop it through here so that it acts as though it would when it was moving a KU band motorized dish, right, one of those stab horizon to horizon mount dishes. I have this one set up as an independent mover. I tried it both ways, and I found that it lost its positioning, or just slightly shifted its positioning when I had it slaved set up, so I went with just this setup like this. Turn it on, and position 12 is up there. The positions you can have up to 99, obviously, and they're just the satellites in the arc, so as you move through the arc, you change through it. So let's go to the TV set, let's go through the screens, I'll show you how to do a scan. Now again, if you buy a different box, my Dimeco box is slightly different, I'm not even sure you can get those right now. But there's so many different brands, and of course you can get something really fancy like an Edison 4K box, which I'm actually saving up to purchase because it does receive pretty much everything, like 99.99% of what's free out there in the air. So we're going to go through that. Let's do that now, and but it's all like the same but different, or different but the same. It'll look a little different on your box than mine perhaps, but it still operates under the same basic principles. Move the satellite to the position you're looking for, find a signal, do a blind scan, find the channels that you want to watch, and then you can kind of peek and tune. You're going a little to the left, a little right. You might want to adjust your skew outside. When you initially set up your big dish, and that's it. I mean, it's kind of a fun hobby. Yeah, there's some playing around to make it work, but it's pretty awesome. So let's go to the TV and see what we got. You can kind of see as it scans. So the first time you scan a channel like this, I'm moving the satellite manually to find my spot. Right, and so I'll go here, and it looks like I've locked in RT and CTC International. So if you were confused as to where you were in the arc, you could go to LynchSat and verify what satellite you were on. But in my case, what I'm going to do next, and you'll see here in a second when it finishes up, I'll go to signal strength, and then I'll move the dish back and forth until I have the best signal possible on that one transponder. It looks like 4009. And then I'll rescan, and a lot of times you get a ton more channels here. So we'll see how that plays out here very shortly. Okay, so I'll go back up now. I'm going to exit out. And then I'm going to go down to antenna setup. You'll see I'll find my transponder. There we go. Right, so now I'll move my dish back and forth. It actually looks like I'm pretty good here, but we'll see if we can get. Okay, so I went down actually, right? So it looks like on that one, that was already right on the top. So I'll go ahead and lock that one in, and then we'll move on to the next satellite. So I do that by, you can't see it here on screen, but there it is, right? So I go and I program that as store, and that's going to be 0, 5, enter. Okay, that's going to be my 125. So now I'm going to move the dish. We'll go down about that much there, and we'll go back up. And I'll exit out of this. Go back to single satellite search, and now we're going down to 123. And the process starts again. So I'll show this a few times. This is pretty much how it works. And you just kind of peek and tune. You just kind of go through, you find what you can find, and it's pretty darn awesome. So let me finish doing this and we'll wrap this video up.
Join us.
如果美国证券委员会在诉讼中获胜，
It's a day in the gym. They paid up. We're real impressed. Red tape.
Oh yeah, no, great strength by AJ Daniels, zero gravity, but I mean, supporting healthy blood flow. That's why over one para el pescado.
their haircut.
All right, here's another satellite. This is 123.
Nuestra policía, a nuestras fuerzas y cuerpos de seguridad del Estado, a todos.
It's been a strange one. The global pandemic has brought a number of sectors to their
Looks like
knees, and among
RT.
these,
Yeah,
certainly the
cool.
poorest people
So
are-
in the Clear News channel.
Y ahora quisiera aclarar una cosa más.
So this is pretty cool. Department of Defense has their own visual distribution service. So that's really cool. Didn't know about that one. DVIDS. And that's all that's on that satellite. I think that's, what is that? 121 right there. That's all I'm picking up anyway. Pretty cool.
Say,
All's well.
did you talk with your father?
Lots of stuff on 117 West.
De contabilidad gubernamental.
These are just listed channel 11, channel whatever, Cultura, it says. So EduSat stuff, and there's a lot of it.
Y ahora comprobaremos que
Some of it's English speaking, some of it's not.
lo tiene.
De un experto.
Bueno,
Cuerdas, hay que.
Okay, so this is where we're going to end this thing. This is 105 West, and I'm going to go ahead and hit search. This is going to take quite a while, so I might fast forward through some of it. But what I want you to pay real close attention to is the radio stations on the right. My receiver also doesn't pick up all of these. It's not an ultra top-of-the-line receiver, but yeah, you'll see. And you got Cozy TV and the main feeds from NBC. You can also get those on KU band. In fact, KU band is got the exact same channel spread. But what's coming is where it gets interesting. There we go. There's 71 radio stations. And there's plenty more coming. This satellite does take a while. In fact, if you have a really good, look at that, 123. If you have a really good receiver, like one of those Edison 4K models, you can get 2,000, 3,000 channels. But as you can see, 221, and we're only halfway through it. 337. I mean, and these are pretty much every main feed you can think of for a radio station is right on 105. I mean, it's amazing that it's all up there. With the passing of Rush recently, a big
giant hole where he used to be, but so many other talk show hosts, so many other radio stations, so many other programs and platforms to listen to. Lots up here. In fact, pretty much every radio station, independent radio station left in America has an old C-band dish sitting in their yard pointed right at 105. And now you know why. While a lot of this stuff has gone on to the internet, nothing beats this, man. I mean, you know, internet goes down. With a backup generator, this should be there in the case of an emergency. A couple more TV stations rolling in. But like I said, 105 is mostly a radio thing. And there we go. 333 stations here at my location, and that's without any peaking and tuning on this one particular satellite. Dial in this satellite a little cleaner, and some of those that said fail would be okays, and you'd end up with, like I said, there's over 2,000 available. So I will quickly go through a few of those, and we're going to wrap this video up. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been kind of cool. Go to radio. You can just see there's just hundreds of them. I'm actually not gonna go to these because I just know where this is headed. You know, I'm gonna end up getting a copyright strike. So just enjoy it, my friends. Check it out. If you have any questions about C-band satellite systems, I'll try my best to help you. I've been using the GT Media V9 Super. It's an H.265 compatible 40, high definition receiver. Robbie Strike, check out his channel. He is the master of satellite and free-to-air stuff. He guided me through setting this system up because I was more than a bit rusty, and it has been awesome. So thanks to him, and thanks to all of you here at Farpoint Farms. I want to say thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming and finding out the cool things that I like. Maybe some of you will set up your own C-band satellite system. Till next time, my friends, take care.